some lady hit my car and she sped off. What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a little get ready with me, get to know me, because in my last video I didn't really give you guys the chance to get to know me, get to know who I am. So I figured let's do a makeup look, let's do a skincare routine, and get to know me a little bit. Funny story actually. I'm gonna start off with a funny story before we get into the getting to know me part. I wasn't gonna record this video today. Now I was, but I just got home and I was driving. I was coming back home from PetSmart, you know, and some lady hit my car. She sped off, so I'm a little bit in an anxious mode right now. I figured to just sit down, do a makeup look, do a video to make myself feel better. So that's what we're doing today. Yeah, I'm going to link all the products that I use in this video down below because there's a lot of them. So let's get into the get to know me and let's get into the look as well. Alright, so we got my headband on, we're looking cute, we're looking funky. I have my little cellulite wand, I bring it pretty much everywhere with me. I hope this doesn't get in the way. Kinda does, but I mean... Alright, I've never really done a get ready with me, get to know me, so this is gonna be interesting. To be honest, I kinda like talking about myself sometimes. So this is gonna be, it's gonna be a little bit fun. Obviously in my last video you got a little bit of a taste of my personality. I love fashion. It's something that always made me you know, feel good. I love putting outfits together and creating a look, especially with me being a bigger girl. You know, growing up I was a little bit bigger than obviously the rest of the girls. I was a chunky little kid. I know I talked about that in my last video. I was a little bit of a chunky girl, and this lotion makes me look so pale, but it has sunscreen in it, so that's why I use it. It literally makes my skin feel so smooth, and I get burnt really easily because I'm an unseasoned chicken, so that is literally why I burn so badly. But I love this lotion. The only thing I hate about it is, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but look at that glow. It like wrinkles, not wrinkles, but it can come off almost like how sunscreen would. So I definitely put a light layer of it on. You know, elementary school, in high school, I was always either the fat girl or the curvy girl. Well, she thick. I was picked on in school a lot for being bigger, because all of the girls in, you know, elementary school and high school were smaller than me, and I was always bigger. I was always the bigger girl in my friend groups, and, you know, it was always, you know, the joke, like, oh, you know, Megan's got the thunder thighs, Megan can't get the guys, Megan's not the hot girl, or whatever. That definitely has stunted some of my confidence, and, you know, growing up, it definitely made my confidence a little low. But luckily for me, when the body positivity movement started, I, you know, came across some influencers who are now very popular influencers in the body positivity, you know, movement, which is Danny DMC, Javi, Ashley Ray Ridge, and a bunch of other people. I can name literally like a bunch of people, but I'm not going to because it's going to be a very long list. I was just so intrigued because, you know, these people have the same body types as me, and I've never seen anyone with the same body type with me, especially because I grew up in the Y2K era. I'm an '01 baby, so of course all the movies were, you know, the popular girls and the pretty girls were like super skinny and they had blonde hair or big bright eyes, and they were just the it girls. And the bigger girls were always the joke in the movies, and especially that was the era where celebrities, oh, I don't know if y'all remember in like the early 2000s when they would take a picture of a really skinny celebrity at the beach and then they would put it on a magazine and be like, oh my god, she's getting fat. I hated seeing that when I would go to the store with my mom when I was little, because I was like, but she's skinny. What does that make me? It was just, what? It was very confusing, and I was just like, okay. It was weird. It was weird, and it, you know, seeing that as a child is just really like what? That's when I decided to go on my body positivity journey when I was 14. I was 14 and I was like, I want to start loving myself a little bit. And it was hard. I'm not going to sit here and say it was like the easiest thing ever, because it wasn't. You know, you're trying to learn to love yourself in a society that looks at your body and it's like, ew, it's ugly. Like, it's just, it's so crazy for me to sit here and watch people on the internet look at a woman with a bigger body and they're like, ew, she's ugly. What? I'm sorry, but fat is not a bad thing. Being fat is not a bad thing. You know, having a bigger body doesn't determine your worth. That was like something that, you know, pissed me off very much when I started going on this body positivity journey of mine, is like, being fat is not a bad thing. Like, people, I could go on a rant for that for days, but that's why I started this channel, was to help, you know, other people, and especially younger people. I want to help people who are going through their body positivity journey and have similar body types as me. And I want them to know that they're not alone. They're not alone, and, you know, it's normal to have a different body than what society thinks is beautiful. It's okay to look different, and it's okay to, you know, have a different skin tone and have a different body type, and, you know, believe in something that, you know, other people might not believe in, but you believe in. It's okay to be different. Be your own authentic self. That is my main message for everyone that is going on a body positivity journey. It's okay to be different. You know, you don't have to be, it's boring to be, you know, the cookie cutter image. It's boring to be the exact same. It was like the big thing of mine is when I started going on my body positivity journey, I very much was like, I don't want to be the same as everyone else. I want to be authentic. I want to be different. I want to be me. That's literally my thing. I want to be Megan. I don't want to be what society thinks I should be or what I shouldn't be. I'm going to be what I want to be, and if nobody likes that, they can kindly leave, because, yeah, I don't care. I don't care if you don't like me or not. And I don't care if you don't like how I look. I don't care if you think I'm weird. I don't care if you think that I'm ugly. You could kindly leave, because, honey, I think I'm the baddest bitch in this room. So, period. It just, that was like the one thing that I would always be like, that's so weird. Anyways. So let's get into a little bit more personal things about me. So I'm 19 years old. I just graduated high school in June last month. Class of 2021. We had a suckish year, but it is okay. We're surviving. We're living. But I graduated. I plan on going to college for journalism. If you didn't know, I'm a journalist. I've been a journalist for a year now. I went to a performing arts school, and when I enrolled into the performing arts school, I enrolled to go to theater. I was a theater major from my 8th grade year of school to my 11th grade year. Don't get me wrong, I love theater. I love acting. I love the drama, the dramaticness of being a theater major. I loved it. I lived for it, but it just wasn't me. My 9th grade year came around and I was like, you know, this doesn't, you know, spark any fire within me anymore. And I'm a fire sign, so if it's not sparking any fire in me, then I'm bored. So I noticed that one of my biggest things that I loved to do was I loved poetry. I loved writing. I just loved it. I loved writing, and so I switched my major my senior year. Odd year, but I switched my major my senior year to be... There's a hair in my mouth. So glad I switched my major and became a writing and publishing major. I'm so glad I made that decision because I made a bunch of new friends, which I love that. I was able to be on my school's newspaper and their website. I wrote weekly columns. I had 2. One was Meg's Playlist and Fashion Tips with Meg. I love music. I am a music geek. I love anything from old music to new music. I will basically listen to anything. If you listen to anything like me, hit me up and we can become friends. Not a huge country fan though. Like, genre of music that I never could get into was country. And I think it's because I was born and raised in a big city. I was born and raised in Pittsburgh. So I grew up in downtown Pittsburgh. I'm a city girl. I've literally been a city girl. I forgot my brushes. Hold on. I'm literally dumb. I sat down to do this get ready with me and I completely forgot all of my brushes. That's why I could never be an MUA. Live, breathe, die hard city girl. I've always been. My mom, the definition of a city girl. Got it from her. And I ended up moving away from Pittsburgh. When did I move away? I moved away from Pittsburgh when I was in 4th grade. And I moved an hour away to literally nowhere. I moved an hour away to a town that... What's the best way to describe it? I moved to a town that's the definition of Trump 2020. Do you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? I don't get along with anybody in this town. Literally made 2 friends within this town, and that is it. Because everybody in this town, I just genuinely cannot get along with everything in me. Oh, wait a second. That color? I just got the California Love Colourpop palette. Baby! Oh my god. I wanted something summery. I wanted something that had like very summer colors. That's beautiful. Anyways, literally like white people. It's like angry, very Republican white people, and I don't get along with anybody here. Genuinely do not get along with anybody here because, honey, I did not vote for Trump during the election. So, they're just very, the people in this town are just very, they don't like anything that isn't white, cis, and a male. That's like the best way to put it, and that's why I hate it here. I plan on moving out of Pennsylvania when I'm ready to move, whether that be back down to Pittsburgh, whether that be, you know, somewhere else. I just plan on moving out of this town because the years that I've lived in this town, I realized I hate it. So there's that. Good thing that came out of living in this town was I met my boyfriend, and he is the only person the only guy I've met in this town that has the same like views as me, who is pretty much my soulmate. Funny story, so when I met my boyfriend, I joked with him and I was like, I think you're my twin flame, because him and I just got along so well that it was like crazy. Like, he was literally, still is, he was literally like my other half, and it was funny because I got a reading done from my one friend who is a light worker. I got a reading done by her, I want to say like a couple months, like 2 months ago, I think. It was in May. Got a reading done from her in May, and she said something in my reading about how she was getting like twin flame vibes from somebody. And it was funny because I was like, oh my god. I was joking with my boyfriend saying like, he's probably my twin flame, which twin flames usually don't work out, unfortunately, but definitely could see him and I being twin flames, because when I tell you, when I met him, the connection was like instant. Like literally, you know, we locked eyes, we started having conversation, the energy, the vibes, they were just, it was instant. It was like automatic, and right there and then I knew. I was like, oh yeah, I was like, I like this man. Reason B I wanted to start this channel is because I really, you know, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how much of it's not a stable job or anything, but my dream is to be a journalist and to be a plus size influencer, because I am not the smallest person at all. I have rolls, I have a tummy, I have thick thighs, I have a booty, I have hips, I have a double chin. You can literally see it now. Like, I embrace it, and I want to make a platform for it. I want to create a safe space for bigger women and men to come and feel like that they are, you know, they have a community. Because don't get me wrong, there are plenty of other plus size influencers that have created a safe space for their followers, and I appreciate that, because plus size influencers have literally saved my life. You know, they're the reason that I love my body. They're the reason that I think I'm the hottest bitch in the room, because I think being a bigger bodied person, it's a superpower, baby. Okay, it's a superpower. I don't care what anybody says. Being a bigger bodied person gives you like this, it gives you like this spice. It gives you this thing that is just so magical. And that's how I started to look at my body, is like, you're different, you're unique, you have something that other people don't have, and that makes you a superpower. So I definitely support the, you know, fat liberation movement, okay, baby? Because guess what? If you're a bigger body, you're a fat icon. I'm a fat icon. We're all fat icons, okay? Live for it, breathe for it, love it, and I don't care what anybody says, okay? I love when people call me fat. I think it's the funniest thing ever. I think it's so funny when people are like, ugh, you're fat. Okay, baby, thank you. I know I'm fat, and I love being fat. But beside the point, I absolutely, with everything in me, am a plant lover. I have a bunch of plants. It's like, I don't want to say it's an addiction, but it's definitely an addiction. I have so many plants, it's ridiculous. It's mind-boggling with how many plants I have. They're just everywhere. I swear, they just keep multiplying. I keep just getting new plants. I also am running out of room in my room because I have a small room. I live in a small house. My boyfriend and I started dating the summer before the pandemic happened. 2 years ago. So that was 2019? 2019? Yeah, that was 2019. So him and I started dating the summer of 2019, and obviously the pandemic happened at the time. When him and I started dating, I didn't go on my spiritual journey yet, and I still was trying to figure out my healing journey as well. I was, you know, very much trying to figure things out, and I didn't want to be alone during the pandemic, even though, you know, I have my parents with me. I really didn't want to be alone, and he was the only person at the time that really comforted me. So I kind of, I don't want to say I kind of snuck him in, but I kind of snuck him in. Told my mom, I was like, hey, you know, my boyfriend's gonna come over and he's gonna spend the night. And he spent the night. He ended up spending the night, and then he ended up spending the weekend. That looks extremely crazy. I'm going to blend it out, I promise you. So I was like, he's gonna spend the night, and he ended up spending the night, and then he ended up spending the weekend, and then he ended up spending 2 weeks, and then he ended up spending a month, and then the pandemic happened, and we were pretty much locked in together. So, because my mom has a lot of health problems, and so do I. I don't have a ton of health problems, but I definitely have enough health problems that when the pandemic started, I was in a complete panic because I didn't want to leave my house. I didn't want to leave my house because I knew if I left my house, I would have literally gotten sick and I would have ended up in a hospital. And he was like the only person that I wanted to be around, because in the beginning of the pandemic, when it started, that's when I went through my spiritual awakening. That's when I started to do my shadow work and I started going on my healing journey. And I've been going on it for about a couple months now. Well, no, not a couple months. I lied. I've been going on my spiritual and healing journey since. That looks horrible, but I'm not going to fix it. We're just gonna blend it. I look crazy. I don't care. Went on my spiritual journey. This is something that you're gonna find out on this channel. I am very spiritual. For the longest time, didn't really believe in any religions. I was very confused when it came to religion. I didn't know where to step with religion. So I ended up, you know, doing a little bit of my research, and spirituality was something that I just connected with very well. So I ended up going on this whole ass spiritual awakening, which, you want to go on some multiple breakdowns, go on a spiritual awakening and you will be like, what the hell? So I went on a spiritual awakening. I ended up meeting amazing people in that community. I met my light worker in that community. Well, she's not my light worker, but she definitely helps me with a lot of things. Her name is Allie. I talked about her in a video that I posted on my newspaper's YouTube channel, which if you want to go check that out, it's Vibin' with Meg, VIBIN with Meg. That is on a different YouTube channel. I'm only doing that channel for a couple more months, and then it's gonna be hasta la vista, baby. You know, be with this channel the most because this is the channel that I want to spend all my time with. This is my career, so. My Anastasia brow pen was just chilling with its cap out in my makeup bag. You know what? It might have been my boyfriend. It's kind of funny, but my boyfriend is a very open-minded person, and that was like the one thing that I absolutely loved about him, was that he was open-minded. And I got him into Drag Race, okay? I got him into RuPaul's Drag Race. This bitch is dried out. So I got him into Drag Race, and I also got him into, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but you need to check it out. It's on Netflix. It's so entertaining, and dare I say it, it's a lot more, I don't know, it's just a lot more interesting than RuPaul's Drag Race. I love RuPaul's Drag Race, but this one is just like, you get invested more. It's called, what is it? The Boulet Brothers Dragula. If you're a horror fan like I am, oh my, you'll fall in love. It's basically about the dirty side of Drag Race. It's basically the horror themed drag queens. They also had drag kings in that, which I absolutely loved. I loved how it was a mixture between drag kings and drag queens. It was so, I loved it. Like, I literally fell in love with it, and I got my boyfriend into it, which was awesome. Absolutely loved it. He lived for it, breathed for it. He just enjoyed it so much, and I'm glad he did because it was so good. Oh my gosh, it was just so good. It was like the best like drag race ever. Okay, so I'm doing my eyebrows with a makeup palette because my Anastasia brow pen, unfortunately the lid was off in it and it's a little dried out right now, which I'm sad about. So we're just gonna do eyeshadow instead, which is it's a little weird, but we're just gonna go with it. As I said, I am not a makeup artist, so please don't come for me. Please don't come for me. I am not a makeup artist whatsoever. Everything that I'm doing, I don't claim that is the correct way to do makeup. This is just how I do it, especially because apparently, you know, there's a couple things I have to do out of order. Just, as I said, don't trust me when it comes to makeup because I don't know what I'm doing half of the time. I just kind of go with it. Does this look weird? I have no idea. I wish I knew how to do like really good makeup. Like, I know some girls and boys that just do so bomb makeup, and I'm like, how? Like, how? I can't. This is like a weird thing. I don't know if I'm the only one, but okay, so when I was growing up, now I'm Italian. I'm Italian and Croatian. My mom's side of the family is literally like full-on Croatian, and then my dad's side of the family is literally like full-on Italian. So like I have two of the most like strongest genes, and one of the things that I noticed is I have a very defined nose. Like I have a big nose, okay? I mean, it's not big, like look, but it's a nose. It fits my face. That's what I'll say. It fits my face. Moved up to the town that I'm in now. One of the biggest things that looks really dark on camera. I promise it's not dark in real life, but it looks really dark on camera. Things that I got made fun of was I had a defined nose. Like I had a really big nose. They would call me, it was funny, but people would call me Bird. Hi. But one of the biggest things was they would call me Bird. They'd be like, you have a big nose, you look like Pinocchio. It was like the one thing that they would make fun of me about. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna post this video and everyone in the comments are gonna be like, you look like a clown. Thank you. I would always get made fun of for my nose, and I was like, okay, it's big, your point? Like, I know it's big, it gives me more defined features, just makes me look more of a bad bitch. Alright, so I put highlight on. This highlight palette I got in my Ipsy bag. It's a little dirty right now, but oh, you can see my plants, but she's cute, she's glittery. I love her. As I said, not an MUA. Don't know what I'm doing. I just kind of wing it, go for it. Don't really care too much. A little bit of gloss, because I can't find the lipstick that I wanted to use. She's cute. She's glossy. Alright, I'm going to change my outfit, and I'm going to, you know, do my hair maybe, and I'll be right back. So here's the finished look. It does not match my outfit whatsoever. I was wearing this earlier. I got this shirt from Rue 21. Don't mind my nipples. I don't wear a bra ever. I didn't even do my hair. I had it in a ponytail all day. I need to take a shower, so I didn't want to really do anything with it if I'm going to take a shower anyways. But this is the look. Nothing cute, nothing I mean, it's cute, but like nothing crazy. Doesn't even match my outfit, but whatever. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I kind of rambled in it, but it's okay. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got to know me a little bit and, you know, who I am, what I'm about. I didn't really go into too much detail with things. I'm sorry about that. I'll probably do another get ready with me and we could talk about other things, you know. Give me a topic. If you don't follow me on Instagram, then follow me. My socials are going to be down below in the description box. I'm also going to link all the products that I used in the description box as well. But yeah, follow me on Instagram because I might do an Ask Me Questions video, and that would be fun, I think. Thanks, guys, for coming back. If you came back from my last video, as I said, I have so many ideas for us. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed this very yellow, very not MUA look, but it's whatever. Alright, guys, see you in the next video. Bye!